Hey, hello everybody. It's me, Jake. I'm on. I'm off. I'm on. I'm off. I'm just turning the light up a little bit. Yeah, so I'm trying to. I don't have the Mevo. I've got this wide angle lens on today, which hopefully looks all right. Hopefully it looks all right. We're getting a. Let's get the shot how we like it. Production quality. Dave, greetings to you, sir. Let's get this turned on. I'm wearing the same shirt that I wore yesterday. I get it. Problematic. Problematic? Not problematic. Mark, great to see you, sir. Ended up getting the camper. Got a pickup truck bed camper. Sarah, greetings to you. Bob, hello, sir. Excuse me, not COVID, although I haven't been tested. But I must have got maybe I've got the Omicron virus from Mr. Predicto. Mr. Predicto, do you have the Omicron variant? Oh.
The answer is unclear. Try again.
Mr. Predicto does not know if he has the Omicron variant. That's weird. That is weird. Audio is jacked. Oh, God. Okay, the audio is jacked. This could be a result of this camera that I've got on here. So is everybody, yours is too? Let me ask you this. When I take this lens off, does it get any better? Is that improved? Is the sound better now? I just need a little feedback on that. If the sound got better when I did that. Because sadly, this could be the result. I have this wide angle lens that I put on to replace the Mevo. Much better. Now it's better. Great. Still quiet. I wonder why. I wonder if does that help? Probably not. Who knows? Maybe I'm just quiet. Doubtful. Wow, that's weird because I don't know what I must have been covering up microphones when I put this thing on. Well, this is going back to Amazon because it's no good to me. It's no good to me without, if it screws up the audio, how am I supposed to deal with that? It's fine, the laptop goes to 11. Not quiet, it's cool. Okay, good. Not quiet for you either. But when I watch this, when I put this back on to get the wide angle effect, to get it on the sweet spot. To get the wide angle effect, which I like having the wide angle effect, but now the audio is no good. Is that right? You can't hear the audio? Let me know. Try not covering up the mic, dork. Yeah, thanks, Dave. It's that kind of supportful comedy. Now I'm underwater again. Yeah, okay. It's this thing. Yeah, well, you win a few, you lose a few. You can't win them all. I'm just going to put the cap right back on this baby. Send it back to Amazon. Well, you don't send it back. You go to the place and you drop it in their box and give it back to them. Sad. Hashtag sad. I thought this was going to be the dawning of a new Mevo free era. But I guess maybe we just get used to the fact that it's not as wide of an angle as you want to have. Yeah, Earl, thanks. It sounded like I was in the next room. Yeah, I think. Do I need a product placement ad for the close-up of my shirt logo? Maybe I do, Scott. I do love the Icebreaker. I'm not being paid by them, but they're pretty good. The wide angle muffle effect. Yeah, sad. Sad, the wide angle muffle effect. Well, as usual, I haven't really prepared much for the show. I'm feeling much better after my bicycle accident yesterday. I mean, I hardly even noticed any pain in my wrist, and I mean, I flew off that thing. So, I'm giving myself a score of very resilient. Man, last night at dinner, I felt like an old man. A couple of matchsticks under the surface of the lens, give the mic some air. Yeah, well, if I put the matchstick, there's a mic on the back that it's covering, as well as I think a mic on the front. And if I put the matchsticks to separate it from the thing on the front, it'll screw with the focal length and won't work. Pull the string tighter on the tin can, Keith. That's the kind of advice that I need. You're a real helper. you've been underwater, and Sue called you a hoe. Jen, Sue called you a hoe? Well, I wouldn't put up with that. Although I'm not sure what you did. Oh my God, speaking of hoes, and I don't get a chance to say that very often. We watched last night, now I can't think of the name of the movie, but it's about a couple of ladies who go on a Zola. They go on a stripper trip to Florida from wherever they live, and it turns completely crazy. And it's based evidently on a viral Twitter thread. Holy crap, ladies and gentlemen! I watched a movie last night that's based on a Twitter thread. That's where we're at right now. I thought we hit the wall with a movie based on a ride at Disneyland, Pirates of the Caribbean. They made 4 of those. I was wrong. They were great. We watched a movie last night that's based on a Twitter thread, Zola. And I'm going to just say it right now. It was good. I recommend it. And we paid $5 for that baby. Here's how movies about hoes go. It's $5 to rent Zola, or it's $5 to buy it. So that was a no-brainer. Bought that thing. Did I have the wheel lights on when I flew off the bike, Sue? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Arnica to the rescue again. Yeah, you got that right. Where are we at? Oh, so yeah. I'm recommending Zola, cautiously recommending it. If you would like to see a movie where there's some amazing acting about 2 stripper/hookers, or 1 stripper/hooker, spoiler alert, and 1 just stripper, who go to Florida and have misadventures. On a side note, the boyfriend of the naughtiest girl is played by the guy in Succession who plays Greg. And I would know his name if I had a producer on this thing. I would have that on a card, because I would have also talked about what I was going to talk about before I started talking. But that's not how we do it here on the Daily Briefing. I only talk about things as I'm talking about them. I only think about them. Bob's saying I had baseball cards in the spikes. No, I didn't have any of that. Jen, you're going down to 22 degrees in Texas? That's not the Texas I've heard about, although I guess it is cold. It's colder in Texas than a lot of people think. And that's the thing. Hold on, you need to grab a beer. Be right back. Dave, you don't have to be excused to get a beer on this show. You don't have to be excused. You don't have to be excused to use the restroom. You can do all of that stuff right in your seat. I can't see you. You can see me. I can't see you. So do what you want to. That's what I'm telling you. Texas, you remember from last year, 22 degrees. Yeah, I hope your power grid holds up, Jen. And I mean that is seriously. High in the 60s in a couple days. Well, you got that. You need me to pause the show while you go grab a beer? Dave, that is not how this works at all. This show is like a juggernaut. Ha, 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 I said in commentary to my own ridiculous comment. It's 10 degrees in Chicago area today, Sue's saying. Oh my God, that is cold. I don't care for that. Probably about 62 degrees outside right now. I went in the ocean yesterday. I'm not going today. I'm taking it easy today after my accident yesterday. Scott, I need a crazy quick producer. Yeah, I do. Refresh your resume. You may want to put that on pause when you find out what it pays, which is 0. And I also have no time for production meetings. So you got to do all the producing and then just hand me something right before. I don't know how that works. Going down to 6 degrees in the Denver area, Denver Boulder area, Rachel's saying, oh my God, and snowing. Well, you want to have the snow. The Titanic didn't pause for anybody. Bob, well said. This baby. Although, we've got we're taking water bad, but we're not going to sink. Don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. We're taking water, but we're not going to sink. I got a wife who's bald from stem cell chemotherapy. I got a daughter who's rising to the occasion of high school. We're doing our best around here. I think I've dried out the water that leaked under my house, but we'll do the best we can. Jen, you're saying you had 4 interviews for one company and you found out you did not get the job today. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Don't give up, Jen. Don't give up. I know you're not giving up. If anybody's not giving up, it's you. So you can't fool me with that negative self-talk. That's not who you are. That may be how you are. That's not who you are. You can tell me you're going to give up, but I know that you're not going to give up. I've been trying to put bank statements into the computer to get ready for my business taxes, which are going to be stupid this year because my expenses exceeded my income. So that's what I've been doing today. Nigel is back in town. Went and had a coffee with him at an outdoor coffee spot today, so that happened. You're not giving up, Jen, but wallowing for an hour? Well, yes, have a good wallow, by all means. By all means. Have a good wallow. Thank you, Flavia. You gotta have a wallow. If you're interested. Oh, I forgot I have the Hollywood Producers Directory, and I haven't been keeping track. Look how thick this thing is, and this is from 1991, spring of 1991. I think they must crank one of these out every 4 seasons, and I don't even know. I meant to Google if they still come out with this, but it's so good, the story plot. So I've just told you the story plot of Zola based on a Twitter thread. Oh man. So we got comedy, action, adventure. I feel like action adventure, there's a good. How about this? The Secret Place of Thunder. And feel free to make an offer on this. Wow, synopsis, book 1, book 2, book 3. This guy is not pitching just one movie. Wow, his phone number, contact number is in here. Oh, excuse me. It's not he, it's Helen. And we don't know actually what pronoun. This was before you had a pronoun. If you were Helen, that was a she back in the day, back in 1991, but not anymore. So apologies, Helen, if I got your pronoun wrong. Synopsis, book 1, Laddie 11 is suddenly orphaned. His grandfather becomes guardian. Manipulative uncle abducts lad, abusing him. I don't think I need 3-parter to this. Lad finally escapes to the secret place of thunder, Grampy's mysterious pony ranch. Sometimes the fact that I haven't prepared works for us. Grampy's mysterious pony ranch, the secret place of thunder. Would you like to go to the secret place of thunder? I think the answer to that question, at least in 2022, is no, thank you. But that's up to the individual. Grandfather gives lad security plus his prize-winning pony Thunder. Oh, the secret place of Thunder. Now it's all fallen into place. This is a 3-act. These aren't separate movies. Thunder, mystery, filly is birth. Mystery, Thunder, the mystery, the filly is birth. Laddie is wrenched from Grampy, and security is devastated. Helen, you should have given this a second look before you sent it in. Book 3, Laddie is taken to circus. Thunder is brought by Sawdust, carrying clown to circus. So Sawdust the carrying clown. I don't remember him from the old Bozo show. Thunder disappears. Oh, crippled bareback rider Kitty 12 shares grievous problems. You mean besides the fact that she's crippled? I don't even know if we say that anymore. But that qualifies as a grievous problem in my book, Helen. Together they desperately try the avenue of faith. Country boy Laddie with Thunder becomes hero in sensational circus fire. Lad is forced into critical moral decision. Helen, you had to be dreaming if you thought someone was going to buy this, although I'm buying it all the way on January 5th of 2022 as a great... I think I'd watch Zola before I'd watch that, but I'm definitely putting that in my queue if you're playing at home. The secret place of Thunder's under your comforter. Dave, you got there. I know that was what we call a softball or a layup or a fat pitch, but you got all of it, buddy. Congratulations. Do we have time for anything else today? What time is it? Oh, God. We're just halfway through the show. Now, the next show, tomorrow there won't be a show, but there will be a show on Friday, or Freitag. I think that's how they say Friday in Germany, or Deutschland. There will be a show Friday, but there's no show tomorrow. I got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. No show tomorrow. So where are we at here? No more comments for right now. What else can I tell? I'm looking around for things to tell you about because, we don't have Motivational Mondays now because there hasn't been a show on Monday since a while. No, I'm not gonna try and do some preparation now. Let's check the fun meter just 1 second. Well, this thing might be broken, but it says I'm having a good time, so I got to believe it. Once you pay your money for the fun meter, I'll tell you what I do need, and I had this on my list. I do need to replace the fart machine because I feel like it's missed. I really missed the fart machine. What does Mr. Predicto have to say? Mr. Predicto, should I replace the fart machine? This is asking if I should buy competition for Mr. Predicto.
It is a certainty.
It is a certainty. I should replace if somebody wants to talk about bacon again, Sue, I love bacon too. Rachel's asking, have you read your share of scripts that were sent to you for auditioning for parts? I have read my share of those. I've read the ones. It's been a while since I had a script sent to me for an audition. I haven't done too many auditions lately where I would need the whole script to understand the role I'm auditioning for, but I have read my share of those. And I have to say, I almost prefer this show to, I prefer this show to over half of the scripts I've read. Easy. Jen, you're having a buffalo chicken sandwich delivered by Uber Eats with bacon and habanero cheese. Man, thank you guys so much for the gift certificate that you all pitched in for. We still haven't worked our way through it. You guys sent a DoorDash gift certificate. Someone else sent an Uber Eats gift certificate. So we've tried a little DoorDash and a little Uber Eats, and I think we might have, there might be a Postmates out there somewhere for us in the world. But, those services, yes, of course. Is it great to have someone show up and hand you a bag of food? I'm not going to say no to that. But when you look at the price that you're paying for that bag of food, holy cow. This is after you've eaten it, of course, which is like after sex. Yeah, it's not as good as right before. It's always good. Sex is always best right before. But I have to say I've been a little disappointed in having food delivered to my house. Kind of expensive, kind of not hot, temperature-wise, and also not as delicious. I mean, I don't know if anybody else is having this experience in the current incarnation of the pandemic, but when I go out to get food or I order food delivered, it is not as good as it used to be. And I think someone today was telling me, and this someone may be someone on the internet or a news organization, but it's just not as good. And someone was telling me it's because all these people who are quitting their jobs and moving on, a lot of these restaurants, the cooks that they were depending on, the people who knew what they were doing, don't want to work for cheap money before, or they've gone home to the country that they came here from because that's a nicer place for them to be during a pandemic than it is to be here. So that's sort of anyway. New Year's diet starts tomorrow, Jen. Oh, I think you should forget about that. That's a ridiculous thing. Flavia, you're saying you don't like the wait and it arrives cold. Yeah, I think most of the time I'd rather go get it. But so, Scott, am I saying I don't look at the price I paid after sex? Well, I'm married, so the price I'm paying for sex is astronomical. but worth every penny. We use a plateful of Schwans. I'm not sure what that means, Keith. I think I missed something in the conversation, but sounds swans? I don't know if swans are good eating. I don't think they would be. I think they'd be sort of tough. I mean, swans can be very angry and mean. David, your wife does the cooking and you do the pickup. Yeah, that's how I like to run it around here, but I end up cooking a bit. I think I'm going to be doing more cooking in 2022 because of this experience that I'm having with restaurants is less than satisfactory. So you know, both financially and flavor wise. So I think I'm going to be doing some more cooking because a lot of times I'm eating my restaurant food thinking I could do better than this. It's like watching a comedy show and thinking I'm funnier than that guy. Does that ring a bell, anybody? Anybody? Hello? If you could bring anything home with you as a souvenir, what would you pick? Well, that's such a weird question. What would I pick? If I could bring anything home with me as a souvenir? A souvenir of what? A souvenir of some place that I went? You know, I was a fan for a long time of the souvenir t-shirt. And for one period of my life, I wouldn't wear any clothes with writing on them. And then I only liked wearing t-shirts that had writing on them. And now I'm heading back to no writing on the t-shirts anymore. So the t-shirt was the go-to souvenir. And a t-shirt or hoodie, that's a nice souvenir. Yeah. Sue, you're saying the answer is dog? You would always bring back a dog as a souvenir? You're going to wind up with a lot of dogs. I mean, that's a real deterrent to travel. If it's like, oh, do you want to come out for our wedding this fall in Connecticut? Well, I would, but we've already got too many dogs, so I can't go. Ed, you made it to the show. You just dropped your kids off at the airport. Your last kid at the airport. Well, heading home. Yeah, the holidays are over. We're getting stuck into the new year now. Loving every minute of it. So far this year, I have to say, I'm enjoying it. Lady Jerry's feeling better. Our neighbor is building 2 new sheds in his backyard. I'm going to go over and see how the sheds have turned out. It takes them a day. They're building these 2 sheds. It took them 1 day to build the first one, 1 day to build the second one. 3 guys. They just prefab like those sheds that you get at the Home Depot. But they're sort of like a house. I mean, that would be a nice 1-bedroom apartment. There's no plumbing or electricity, but I'm living in a place much smaller than that. The Kimbo camper, or I should say I'm sleeping in one. Bob, you're saying Santa Monica, you bring Jake back as your souvenir. Yeah, I feel like we tried that, bringing people back as souvenirs, and it doesn't end well for either one of us. It's bad. It's bad. It seems like an appropriate question for me. Lots of stuff in this room. Yeah, well, a lot of these souvenirs, a photo, I do like a photo. I've got a nice photo over here of me and Christopher Gardner. That's a souvenir mug with Ernie Cato's face on it up there. That's a souvenir that I bought at his bar after he passed away. That mug right there. So that's a good souvenir. So yeah, a mug is a nice souvenir, although we've got a lot of mugs now. Compost toilet in the yard, wash your dishes with the garden hose. Well, it may come to that, Flavia. We'll see. That's my retirement. That's my retirement plan. Jen brought back an STD from Tijuana. Dave, you're on a roll today. Yes, Soylent Green crackers back here are a souvenir of our friendship. Those are right back there. I think I may be passing those on to a friend of mine. Well, I should just say I'm going to loan them to his lending library. Dr. Bob is always appropriate. Yes, I do have a souvenir Dr. Bob from New Orleans, the Be Nice or Leave sign right there. So yeah, that's a good souvenir. Yeah, Bob, you'd hate for your descendants to be the subject of the 2022 project. Yeah, me too. I mean, who knows how many descendants. You got your climate change, you got your racism, you got your global pandemic, you got your economic instability. There's a lot of things that could go bad this year, but we're only 5 days in, so let's just give ourselves a little bit of a break. Jen's going to be starting a new career soon. You can't believe I give him away. It was hard for you to part with him. Well, I know. Oh, it's bad. It's fine. You guess. I know. I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, they're there for the time being. But I've got a friend, my friend Matt Weinhold, who has basically a science fiction museum in his house. He's got, and I've given him stuff before, a little robot toy from my childhood. I gave him my one because he already had the other 4 in the set from the 1960s, it must have been, or early 70s. And he's currently trying to repair another spaceman robot I've got. But he's got the Monster Party podcast, and his house, it's full of action figures and memorabilia, and yeah, of course I love those, and I love having them here, but I feel like his house is literally like a museum. So that I'd put them there, and it would really not just be for him, but also posterity. Because when I die, if I go first, if I go before Lady Jerry, all this shit is going to get boxed up by some stranger and sent away, probably, let's face it, to the landfill. Maybe not Lady Jerry, but it's all this stuff is stuff that is not allowed in the house. I'm the only thing that's in here that's allowed to go in there, and I don't even sleep in there anymore, so it's a little tricky. Ed, you're in the living room sitting under a couple 48-inch panoramas you took of Fez at Chefchaouen in Morocco. Wow, that sounds exciting. I would like to go to Morocco one of these days. My room will need to be preserved for the Jake Museum, just like the original Lucy set in the Lucy Museum in Jamestown, New York. Wow, is it a fascinating place, Ed? Because I'm up for that. I don't know if, I guess I'm going to watch the Javier Bardem, Nicole Kidman, I Love Lucy movie. I don't want to. Okay, Ricky Ricardo, foreigner. Javier Bardem, foreigner. Okay, I mean, we're all foreigners, let's face it, if you got to break it down. But Nicole Kidman gets to play Lucy. Come on, we got redheaded funny ladies here in America, and I'm not so sure that she is a funny lady, our Australian friend. Sometimes you think your wife will do you in your sleep so she can get rid of your stuff. David, yeah, well, murder's a big job. And I feel like putting up with this stuff in the office is a small price to pay for not having to risk life imprisonment or the death penalty, which we don't have in California. I don't think, or do we? Jen, you're wallowing again? Stop it. That's enough wallowing. Half hour of wallowing is plenty of wallowing. Bob, you think Jamestown, New York has a comedy festival at the Lucy Museum every year? Well, I'm going to have to look into that. Oh, Liz, you really liked it, the Lucy movie? I'm sure it's good. I mean, Nicole Kidman, I am. Lady Jerry's not a big fan of Nicole's acting, but I think Nicole is pretty good. I just thought it was funny that this iconic American comedian is played by what seems like a fairly serious Australian actress. But what do I know? What do I know? And that, my friends, brings us to the next part of the show. I'm so glad my brain does not hurt today, and I'm so glad that you could all be here. I am going to see you on Friday for the happy half hour. We're going to have Jake Fest at the Lucy Museum. That might be cost prohibitive, Sue. Flavia, not to be morbid, but you love my stuff. Lady Jerry could box it up for you. Yeah, well, I mean, maybe there's going to be an auction. Lady Jerry drives a tough bargain, let me tell you. When she doesn't have cancer, you're going to pay more than you wanted to. You're going to pay more than you wanted to. But now it's time to seize the day. Let's seize the day. Let's seize the day, everybody. I'm ready to seize the day. And today's Seize the Day, I'll see you all Friday for the happy half hour. I don't know if Nigel's going to make it or not. Today's Seize the Day is from Pema Chodron. Resistance to unwanted circumstances has the power to keep those circumstances alive and well for a very long time. So your resistance to the unwanted circumstances keeps them alive, but you accept it. If you accept them, they'll be gone sooner. And I think I'm correlating Pema's philosophy, and I think that is true. You've got to accept the things that you cannot change, and that oftentimes is your circumstances. Bob, you bid on Evel Knievel's mobile home when it came up for sale, but you lost. Yeah, well, you can't win them all. Jen, you're going to prank call Dave? Okay, great. Resistance is isn't just futile, it's counterproductive. Yeah, David, I agree with that. Resistance, you got to just accept it. You got to flow with the go. You got to flow with the go. All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy January 5th. I'll see you guys on Friday, January 7th. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be nice to a jerk. Try. And Jen, enjoy a little bit of wallowing if you must, but don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. Thanks, you guys. And I will hug Belinda. Thank you, Scott. Where do I push the bye-bye button? It's right here.